So a good friend of mine on Tumblr requested that I do a Sleeping Beauty double feature next. So I'm going to do Aurora and this creation for Maleficent after. I feel like Maleficent is kind of overdone on YouTube, so I kind of tried to create my own sort of inspired by her look. But for Aurora, I really tried to channel what she looked like in the original cartoon with that sort of, sassy, naturally gorgeous look. So because I don't have a blonde wig, I filled in my eyebrows like normal. I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Granite. But that being said, if you're blonde or you have a blonde wig, of course, fill in your eyebrows to match it. So now I'm just putting on my foundation. This is my Maybelline Better Skin Foundation, and I put it on with my hands so I get a nice, even, natural-looking coverage. And then I'm just going in with my Maybelline Better Skin Concealer under my eyes in that big triangle thing to cancel out my natural dark circles and make it look all nice and party. And now I'm just blending that out with my damp beauty blender. And I don't have a nice little overlay image of the powder here because I just forgot to. I'm sorry. But I'm using the Sephora Collection Yellow Powder. It's their brightening powder to set that under eye area, so that it brightens it up a little bit, and it really does help make that shadowy area a little bit less shadowy. So now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Mineral Eye Primer. I'm just going to put that, all over my mobile lid and up. I'm going to blend that out with my fingers, and then I always felt like Cartoon Aurora had kind of purpley eyelids, so I'm going to go into the Naked 3 palette. I'm taking the shade Limit and putting that in my crease first and foremost, kind of, like a big area, because it's not a really intense color. I'm going to take a clean brush, I'm just going to blend that out, and then I'm going to go in with a different brush, and I'm going to take the shade Nooner, and I pack that all over my eyelid just to get myself a nice, even, light, pretty, purpley coverage. This look is really wearable overall, to be honest. Like, I'd go to work like this, that's fine. Now I'm going to take my Essence Waterproof Eyeliner Pen. I'm going to lay that across my eyelashes. I'm just going to pull it across just so I get this really small little liquid line, but it's, enough definition, but it's, not one of my usual intense crazy cat eyes. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and then I'm going to apply a generous amount of my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, mostly to my top, but also a little bit to my bottom eyelashes. Now I'm going to go into my e.l.f. contour palette, and with the contour shade, I'm just going to take it down the sides of my nose. And then in that palette as well, I'm going to take the sparkly highlight shade, and I'm going to bring that on my brow bone, like under my eyebrow there, and then I'm going to take it in my tear duct as well, just to help bring light to those areas. I really didn't want to really intensely contour out my face this time. Not this time. I often do, but not this one. I often do in these tutorials, I should say. I really don't contour my face unless I'm shooting. So, I was feeling like my lashes weren't intense enough, and I didn't want to put on falsies, so I just went in with my CoverGirl Full Lash Bloom, the pink mascara, and I added some of that to my top lashes, and it really made a huge difference. Now, I really feel like I didn't need falsies for this look. Because, look at that. Look how crazy my lashes look. So I'm going to take this fluffy angle brush into this Revlon bronzer. This is in the shade, is it 012 Bronzilla? And I'm going to make that big 3 shape down the side of my face with this. So across my forehead, down my cheekbones, down my jawline. What I love about this bronzer is it's from the drugstore, so it's not too expensive. It is completely matte, and it's not very pigmented. I am a bronzer novice. I never ever use it because I don't mind being, super pale. And so it's really hard to mess up with it because it doesn't have a lot of pigment. You have to go over one area a bunch of times. So I definitely recommend it if you like face things that aren't super pigmented like that. So now this is really pigmented. This is my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Rose Doro. I have no idea how to say that. It's D''ORO. And I'm just going to lightly take a little bit of this across my cheek with this blush brush, really blending it in because it's kind of bronzy and it's also got a little bit of pink and a little bit of goldy. I love it. Now I'm just taking my Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder, and I just put that on my nose to make it not so shiny. And then the very last step. So I'm going to take my Sephora Cream Lip Stain in Marvelous Mauve just along my lips. It's like the perfect Aurora shade. And that's it. We are done with Aurora. This look is really natural and really everyday looking. I love it, but now time to get a little bit darker with Our Lady Maleficent. So to start off Maleficent, I started with my Makeup Forever Hydrating Primer, and I just put that on the tops of my cheekbones around my eyes, where I get really dry and really crackly and flaky, if you will. I just wanted to add some extra moisture there to begin with. And then I wanted to put a little bit of my Maybelline Better Skin Concealer, like the smallest bit on my finger, just to take it in the corner of my eye here to help cancel out my dark circles, because Maleficent's too fat for dark circles like mine. So for my foundation, I kind of created a concoction. I took my Maybelline Master Prime Primer in Blur and Illuminate. I took 2 different shades of my Rimmel Stay Matte foundation. They're both like the 2 lightest shades. And then I took a big swab of gray face paint from a palette I used last year for like a zombie look, actually. And I'm just rubbing this all over my face because Maleficent, it has like really, really pale gray kind of skin in the cartoon. And I wanted to achieve something similar to that, you know what I mean? And so this is what it looks like. Now, I was kind of feeling like it looked maybe a little too thick. It looked a little bit too mask-like. So I actually go over it with a flat-top kabuki brush here just to kind of blend it out, and it picks up some of the excess. So as you can see, like it's already thinning it out in some places. So it definitely looks less intense by the time I'm done with this kabuki brush. And then by the time we're done this tutorial as a whole, I do not look so gray. So now I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade for my eyebrows. I am bringing them up a little bit, just kind of intensifying the arch a little bit because, you know, she does have those really fab, angulared eyebrows. See? Much better. I actually like my eyebrows better like this than normal. So I'm going to be using some tape now, and I'm going to stick it on my hand first to kind of get rid of some of the stickiness. That's a Jaclyn Hill tip. Usually it doesn't bug me, but because my face makeup is so thick today, I want to take as little of that off as possible. I'm just going to lay that beside my eyes so that when we do our eye makeup, we get a nice, crisp, clean line. So I'm going to dip my brush into a little shot glass of water, and then I kind of squeeze it out. And so I'm going into this makeup palette that I got from Claire's like years ago, and the colors are not very pigmented. That's why I had to dip the brush into water. So if you watch the cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent's theme colors are purple and green. So I'm really trying to kind of go with that here. So I took that green color kind of on the inner third of my eyelid, and now I'm going into my Urban Decay Shadow Box palette. I'm taking the color Tornado, and I'm putting that on the middle third of my eye, if you will. Really trying to keep this out of my crease. Like, just keep the color on the mobile lid. So that's kind of what it looks like. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. I'm going to blend the 2 colors together so that they look a little, you know, more even, I guess. So that's what they look like now. And now in that same Urban Decay palette, I'm going to take the shade Shadow Box. And I'm going to kind of draw out a cat line. Like a cat line, kind of like a winged liner, and then I'm going to take it on my like lash line as well, and then with a big fluffy brush, I'm going to blend that out so it's like really, really, really smoky, both, you know, out at the back and on my eyelid. And then I decided to try something cool. I'm taking the very top of that point, and I'm dragging it into the crease, and really trying to thicken up the black in that outside crease area, so that I know we just smoked it out, but now I want a really harsh line going from the top of the wing to the top of my crease. So that's what it looks like there, and I actually really like how it turned out. So when I take the tape off, you can see how awesome it looks with that like double harsh line, but then on the lid it's all smoked out. I love how it turned out, I'll be honest. So now with my Tarte Close-Up Lash Liner, I'm lining the top of my eye and the lower lash line. I'm also doing the waterline on the top, but not on the bottom. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara on the top and the bottom. And I am going to be putting on falsies in this one. I'm using my Duo Glue and my Sephora Collection Regal Lashes. And I don't know, maybe it's just the Duo Glue that's awesome. Because I was using like cheaper glue before, but I found these lashes really, really easy to put on too. And I've worn these lashes a couple times now. I wore them for Cruella. I wore them for both cons I went to as Cruella. Like, I don't know, but it was so easy. So now this part is like really cheesy and really hokey, and some of you might actually hate how it looks, but I like it. I think if I ever dressed as Maleficent, I would do something similar to this. So what I'm doing is I'm putting tape on my cheek, like right on the very top of my cheek. Because of my face shape, my cheekbones are significantly lower than like anyone else's, so it does look a little bit different on me than it would on you, but just keep that in mind. And then on this fluffy angle brush, I'm dipping into a black eyeshadow, and I'm like swiping it down on my cheek so that I get this like really silly, intense, harsh, like contour line. It obviously looks really, really ridiculous, but I think Maleficent kind of calls for really ridiculous, you know? Like, look at that. I don't know, I really like it. Haters gonna hate. So then I take a little bit of that same black shade, but like just a little bit. This this Annabelle black eyeshadow is not very pigmented, so it's good for that. I took it down the sides of my nose to contour and on my forehead to contour just a little bit. And I'm taking my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide eyeliner in the shade Asphyxia, and I just put that on my lower waterline just a little bit, just to help purple up my eyes a little bit. And then taking my Sephora Cream lip stain in Polished Purple and putting that all over my lips. And on top of that, I'm putting my Maybelline Superstay 14-Hour Lipstick in Continuous Cranberry. And that is the finished Maleficent look. So whether you decide to be, a Sleeping Beauty or the evil lady who's trying to mess up her whole life, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing another light happy princess versus dark evil sorceress kind of video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions or requests for future videos even, please let me know and I will see you next time. Bye!